Hello YouTubers, it's Championdjk coming at you again with another video, and this is going to be another round of mail from at the _toy_pimp and Heavy Metal 164. So basically Heavy Metal 164, Travis went shopping for me again, as well as himself at the Toy Pimp's garage. So was messaging me, asking me what I wanted from the stuff he was picking through, and the real winner is we got a bunch of like sealed Kyosho, or not Kyosho, sorry, Konami. So that is fantastic, and I'll show those 5 cars to you in a moment. But first, we're going to take a look at this Tomica Limited Vintage Neo. This is pretty sweet. It's a Lancia Delta, and always dug the Delta. Such a cool little hatchback car. Always liked it ever since good old Gran Turismo for the PS2. And here it is. So it's sweet, man. This thing is awesome. He did kind of show this on his channel as well, but he asked me permission to do so, and I said, yeah, that's cool. You can compare it to the Kyosho. And now I totally want the Kyosho for it. So this thing is awesome. It's a Tomica Limited Vintage Neo. I don't have a lot of Tomica Limited Vintage in the collection. I think this makes the 4th piece that I have. And this one, I think this is actually my favorite already. I just love this little hatchback car. I think it's really awesome. And this just has a ton of detail. As you would expect, it's got lensed detail up front. It's got lens insert detail on the bottom. Tomica Limited Vintage is generally going to be metal body, metal base. It's got soft rubber tires. It's got springy suspension, which is just an awesome feature that I think is really cool. When you roll these across the ground, it's just like, or across the table, they just kind of feel neat. I just think it's really neat. The other thing I wanted to try out today is I've got this camera case that's got a macro lens now. I haven't used a macro in a while, so we're going to try to take a look. Let's just attempt this. I know you see probably blurriness on the screen here right now. I'm going to see if I can get in. Oh, I think it's because I'm zoomed in. That's probably part of the problems. Here we go. There we go. Now we can take a look at some of that detail. Look at those. Look at that detail printing right there. I'm going to try to hold this as steady as possible. Look at the detail. Look at the detail. Man, that looks fantastic. Let's take a look at the back. Oh, wow. I'm sorry for the shakiness, but any little movement, there's a lot of movement on the camera, and we're looking at it kind of under a microscope here is almost what it looks like. Delta HF. That is so cool. Look at the detail right here. So awesome. Detail right there. Kind of get into the interior a little bit. You can see the dust too on it when I do this, but here's the base. Scale 164, LVN 130. Very, very cool. Alright, so let's switch back to normal mode. And zoom back in. Pull it out a little bit. Alright, so there's your Lancia Delta. Very, very cool car. It almost looks like the hood would open by the way that they have it on here, but it does not. I don't think there are Tomica Limited Vintage cars with opening hoods. Correct me if I'm wrong. But there is that car. And then moving on, we'll take a look at the one Kyosho. This is one that he sent me. Let's see here. Pull a little dust off of there. And we're going to go ahead and pop it off of the base here. So this is a Kyosho, so you get 1 screw on the bottom. These are going to be metal body, plastic base, as you guys probably well know by now. And this thing is sweet. Very, very cool little car. Again, you get lens detail on the back. You get the lens detail on the front. The wheels look awesome. Base is actually pretty detailed for a Kyosho on this one. This one's a good roller too. Should we pop this one close up? Let's see here. Macro mode. There's the wheels. Looks pretty cool. There's the metal flake in the paint job. Looks pretty cool. There's the headlight. Front of the vehicle. Again, sorry for the shakiness. I'm holding this as steady as I possibly can. That's the tough part about macro. Holding it still. Good details on there. The car's a little dusty. I'll have to clean it a little bit. Some canned air. But looks really good. So that is really cool. And glad to add this one to the collection. This is one that I wanted originally when he showed it to me. He's like, I'm going to buy it. And then he showed it in one video, and then he was willing to give it up. So thank you for that. Now I got it. And that's a really cool car. That's a really awesome Kyosho, so I really appreciate that. All right, so next up we're going to take a look at the Konami. So here is what the boxes look like for Konami. They're quite large. Let me zoom out a little bit here. So this is Konami Volume 1. There's a list of the cars right there. Here is another list of the cars with the color options that were available in it. These were sold as blind boxes. Just like a lot of Kyosho was sold as. Here's all your warning, don't eat it. You can choke on it. So cool stuff. I already have this. I have this car in blue. I've got this car in silver, which I showed in the last video. I picked up now this one. So this is the Mazda Savannah GT that should be in here. I already opened these up. They come on a little blister that is sealed like a Hot Wheels car with some glue. I actually did use acetone to go ahead and pop off the, 3/4 of the blister so I could just lift it up and slide the car out. That way, if I ever wanted to store these or, move with them or whatever, I'd be able to go ahead and just put them back into this blister situation and then back into the box. What did I do with my screwdriver? Just grab another one. So these are, like Kyosho, are going to be one screw, and then you'll take them off the base, and there it is. Mazda Savannah GT. The highlight of this vehicle, and I got it in the darker color. I almost regret getting it in the darker color. I think I would have liked it a little bit better in the orange. But this thing is pretty sweet in this kind of maroon color. The wheels are cool. They're just steel wheels. You get that lens detail in the front. Really cool looking front end. I like how they did the inserts for the taillights. They're like inserted with this like chrome bit, and then they are like kind of painted over with a reflective paint or kind of a translucent paint. So you kind of get that reflectiveness through it. Base is very basic, but again, these Konamis have very cool sprung suspension, which is awesome. Other than that, no opening features. We're gonna go ahead and macro this one out. We'll get nice and close in here. Let's see how close we get. Look at that. There's the wheel. Very cool. There's a little tiny printing in there. Savannah. Mazda GT. Now, I don't know if I'm going to use this macro a ton in future videos, but I thought this would be a cool one to check out some stuff. This actually might look better a little bit zoomed out. Really cool. So I don't know if you guys dig the macro or not. Let me know in the comments down below if you guys like this or if you just want me to keep moving. But for this one, we'll take a look at all these cars underneath the macro. Small little issue, it looks like on the back wheel there. Not sure what happened to that. These were sealed though. Wonder if that'll clean up. Just looks really dirty like that. Very cool. All right, so slide back to regular camera mode. Zoom back in. We'll get quicker at doing this too as we go on. So there's that one, and let's see here. So I'm gonna put that over by its packaging, and then we'll do another one from Volume 1. So this is the other one that I've got from Volume 1. This one is the Toyota 2000 GT 1967. And again, I did the same thing here, so I can just go ahead and slide that out. And then, what am I doing with these screwdrivers? Oh, here it is. Go ahead and unscrew it from the base. So this is the first time these things have been unscrewed from the base. So there's the car. This one, it's pretty cool. One thing I don't like about it probably, and I was looking at this last night, was how the wheel wells are kind of like not arched. It doesn't look like properly, like almost they were cut out too much. And I haven't looked enough at the real car to be able to tell you that that's not accurate or not, but it just seems like they should be more, the ride height's just a little high on this. This would look a lot better just like that. Lowered a bit, I think. Again, you get like sort of inserts for your tail lamps, which are basically this chrome piece that is painted over, and then same thing in the front, kind of, except for you do get like some lens detail for the headlights, or I should say like the fog lights, because I think the headlights were pop-up lights that were right here. Could be wrong, but cool car, and right-hand drive, of course. Let's go ahead and take a quick peek under the macro lens. I suppose I could edit out the blurry bits of the video if I really wanted to. But so the steering wheel is really cool. How it's another color. See if you can get a look in there. There you go. Kind of can look in there. Glass is pretty clear. Here's a look at the wheel. Close up. Quick look at the back. Well, you can really see like any little paint flaw right there in the back. See that? Some dirt in the paint must have been. Guessing that's what that was. I didn't notice that at all under the naked eye, but under the microscope of this, you can see any little flaw. So pretty cool. Pretty cool little car indeed. And yeah, so that's that one. All right, we got 3 more to look at, so we should probably keep her moving. Let's see here. The next ones are from Volume 2. So Volume 2, the Datsun got the cover, or I should say the Nissan Fairlady. And then these are the other cars that were available in it. Aside from the cars I got to show you, I don't have any cars. I didn't have any cars from Volume 2 until I got this shipment. So we've got, in this one, we've got what's checked off here. I got the Honda Civic in green. I thought about getting it in orange, but I wanted it in green. I wanted to actually get all of these. It was hard to pass up on any, but you know, you got to have a budget of some sort. So there it is. Go ahead and take it off the base. Alright, so this little one is pretty cool. Like I said, I was going to get it in orange, but I decided to go with the green one. And again, we got suspension on it. We got the same amount of detail that we're going to have on the last ones. Just a cool little car, little Honda Civic. Pretty awesome. Looks like one of the rear lights. Is it on right or not? It's weird though, this little white stuff that's like right here, I think is actually removable, because that was on one of the bodies of one of the cars, and I wiped it off with a microfiber cloth. So I don't know if they like polish these or something when they're done with them. And sometimes it leaves a little polish remnant behind. But I had some of that. That was on like another car. I wonder if I think it was the maroon one that I already showed, that maroon Mazda. But I was able to just wipe it right off. So I don't know what the deal is with that. But here we go. Little thing. The kind of cool thing too, one little note about these is I think the price of them was right on here. There's the price. Okay, in yen, and I believe that translates to like almost $3.50 or something like that. So these weren't that expensive when they came out, at least if you lived where these were sold in retail. Obviously, they weren't sold in retail in the U.S. So here's your little Honda Civic. Let's take a quick look. Let's macro it real quickly. Take a quick look close up. Bring it in close. There's your Honda logo. The wheels look really cool. There is the front of the vehicle with the lensed insert there. Looks really cool. Honda RS. Taillights look really cool. Just a sweet little piece, so definitely dig it. And again, steering wheel, it's a different color. That's awesome. All right, so that's the Honda. Now we got two more cars to take a quick look at here. And next one we'll take a look at is the Nissan Fairlady. This is the Nissan Fairlady Z432 1969. It's basically a Datsun 240Z. We'll go ahead and do this one. And like he had said prior to this too in another video, that a lot of people have done the Datsun Z cars, the Nissan Z cars, and not a lot of people have done them too well. This one I think is done pretty good. The M2 actually did a really good job, I think, with this type of casting, and I think this one still takes the cake. It's probably the best one in my collection. It's done very well. Again, inserts for taillights, inserts for headlights, painted grille, suspension, independent suspension. Really, really cool. Oop, drop it. Very, very awesome. Let's go ahead and quickly get it under the microscope here. Take a look way close up. There's a wheel. See a slight little flaw there in there. It's a little weird. And then Z logo. Front grille. Go ahead and zoom it out a little bit. Really neat. Tires coming off of this side. So very, very cool stuff. Very, very awesome. All right, so zoom out of that and then take a look at our last one. The last one is right here, Toyota Corolla, Levin, 1972. Slide it out of there. Take a peek. This is the one actually that I wiped the weird white substance off of. Go ahead and unscrew that from the base. Take a peek. Zoom in a little bit there. And really cool little car. Again, from Konami. Same amount of detail. You got lens detail up front. You got lens detail in the back. Toyota logo. All that cool stuff you'd expect from Konami. Sprung suspension. These things are just cool. They're like Tomica Limited Vintage, really, except for the fact that they have plastic bases. There may not be as crazy amount of quality control as there is with a Tomica limited vintage. So there's little flaws here and there in them and all of that stuff. But really, I mean, a lot of diecast has a little flaws in it. Like this one, you can see a little paint right there without even getting it under a macro. And I guess if you would probably throw anything under that little macro lens, you probably see flaws on any diecast just because it's so close up. So here, this is going to have more of that little white stuff right here. So pretty cool to be able to just open these up, get them brand new in the package, which is just something that's not very common. And we'll go ahead and macro it real quick. Here's a look at the wheel. Is that a pit in the metal on that side? Yeah, see, look at weird stuff like this. Would have never noticed that. That little thing right there underneath the logo. It's not on this side. So weird stuff like that you can see when you look real close up. Look at the taillights. So yeah, little flaws here and there, but that's okay because that's, like I said, if we start doing this for every piece of diecast that I get, we're definitely going to notice some flaws. So, but it is cool to still look at that stuff close up. So, all right. So let me know what you think in the comments down below. What was your favorite little one of these Konamis? We got the Corolla, looking pretty cool. We've got the little Honda, almost the same color as the Corolla. It's green. Little Honda Civic. I think that one's really cool. And then of course the Nissan Fairlady, pretty neat too. And the Mazda, pretty cool, pretty cool. And then Toyota 2000, really cool. But actually, out of all these, I mean, the favorite thing that I got is obviously this Lancia, and then but this Skyline is also pretty sweet too. All right, so that's gonna be it for this video, guys. Thank you guys very much for watching. Thank you again, Travis. Thanks the Toy Pimp, and yeah, you guys, I hope you enjoy this. Have a great day.